The Toronto First Triennial Forum is going to be led by governments. IJC has a role to play, but it's relatively a small role. This is the governments holding themselves to a high standard and saying, it's been 3 years, we signed a new Great Lakes water quality agreement, we made commitments across a number of areas and issues, and this is what we've done, and this is how well we've done. That's a lot of accountability. And then on top of that, the IJC, though, steps in and says, well, we have received your self-report card. Now the water quality agreement asks us to also make a judgment on how well you're doing. So you get to judge yourselves, governments, but we also are going to take another look at it and say how well we think you've met the obligations that your government signed a few years back. And then finally, I think that conference will be strengthened by the IJC's role, which will have a lot of time for public input. One of the roles the IJC plays under the agreement is to go out to the public, to listen to the public. So we'll have opportunities in Toronto to do that, but we'll also be running in the next several months webinars, and we'll be in Milwaukee, we'll be in other places around the Great Lakes. And so governments, I think, have set a high bar for themselves, both in what they've promised to do, how they've promised to report on it, and their openness to getting public feedback and input on that. If it's successful, if it goes the way both governments of Canada and the United States want it to go, and the way the IJC wants it to go, there'll be a lot of public input, a lot of citizenry there. And as I said, not everybody can make it to Toronto, but Toronto's a wonderful center on the Great Lakes, the biggest city in Canada, and a Great Lakes city, and a great city. So that's wonderful, and then there'll be other opportunities as well.